mug, dog. Look at this. This is this gray ass cloud here, but then it's like baby blue there. Cloud, rain, morning. That's fucking crazy. Why can't it warm up here? And then we'll be screaming that it's too fucking cold. That's what we're gonna do around here. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and find your shine. It's your morning motivation time. I'm your host with the most, Mark Saint. 3D weed on shirts. Saints addiction, mostly Saints. It's all me, man. I do it all. Las Vegas original, Saints brand, shirts by Saints, designs by Saints, prints by Saints, print an hour. I do it all, man. Reliable models. What else? Faceless porn. What else? We're doing it. Sticker in an hour, shirt in an hour, banner in an hour, you name it. I be hustling. And then we're about to do travel by Saints. This morning. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, there it is. Mental stability. Yes, blessed. How important it is to get your mind right. There are so many things during our lives. I was trying to explain it yesterday if you were tuning in or watching, but not for nothing. A lot of this has to do with the way our brains talk to us. A lot of us think that it's just us telling our brain what to do, but unfortunately, our brains will tell us what to do. Quick in a hurry, actually, too. If you're bored, your brain starts sending you signals. It starts making your arms twitch and your body move, and you're bored. Your brain will start telling you do stupid shit. Or if you're horny, right? Ain't nobody else around, only you, your hands, your toys, your vibrators. This is the only thing you've got. It'll send you into a whole nother realm where your body will start sending your whole body signals, get wet, get hard. Things start happening to you and you're just like, man, I'm fucking horny. And all of a sudden, I'm a little bit more flirtatious. A lot of people like to get drunk so they can get there. Or get inebriated or get high just so they can start feeling the vibe. That's our brain sending us signals. This is literally about our mental stability. When you're stable, you don't go chase things. When you have stability, all of a sudden your diet is in order, your mind is in order, your life is in order. Diet, mind, and life. Those things right there keep you in even keel. As we used to say, it's even keel, keeping everything balanced on this balancing act that we call our lives. We wake up, sensations tell us to wake up. I actually been learning this about getting the sun on me and going for my morning walks, but my circadian rhythm, the way I rhyme to my life, and it's always talking about how I set up my life to work for me and not against me. I'm setting up my mind to work for me and not against me. And there's so many things. I was watching one video. Dude was doing some sort of training, for people. I can't remember what it was all about, but, for men building and stuff like that. There's the mountains, and as a man club, part of it was doing the hard physical stuff, lifting flagpoles and running in the sand and up hills, all that stuff right there for you, right? But also it was like a 7,500 word essay or so 75-page essay at the end for them to learn what makes them men and how to expose the weakness that most men don't want to expose. Have you been sexually molested as a child? Right? Most men ain't gonna, hey, sure, let me talk about the worst things that ever happened to me. By the way, $2.5 billion settlement with the boys, what's it called? Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts had to level up and pay out. That's what happened. But, we as people, right, we have some sort of mentality in our minds. The way that we talk to ourselves is important. Part of their course was talking about the self-sabotaging that we do as men, the regret that we intake when we don't take action. The amount of ability for us to be flexible determines how we're going to react in the life. How are you going to be the greatest future Boys and Girls Club? How are you going to shape your lives? Get them, boys, get them. And that's what we do. We live in our own minds, and it usually fires back at us. We tell our mind what to think, like, hey, I'm going to sit down and read. Well, our mind might sit back and send us back, well, we have anxiety right now. We're having trouble focusing. We're not really reading the words. We're just skimming. Our brain doesn't actually say that. It's not like a computer. This isn't Chat GPT where it's saying things to us, back to us, and explaining things. It's not how it works. We just get the sensations, and we're so used to sensations. We're so used to balancing the act of our brains that we forget that we're the ones sending the signals to our brains, right? So it's like, I'm walking right now. How much am I concentrating that one foot goes in front of the other? Not at all. It's like thinking about your hair. You can't feel sensations in your hair unless you put fingers through your hair or concentrate there. Most of us aren't concentrating in that area, right? Most of us aren't concentrating on our stability of our mind and our mindset and what we're telling ourselves to do. This is some David Goggins shit, but you start telling your mind, this is exercise time, and it starts sending signals to the body parts, and where to move and how to concentrate and when to flex and how to be. And this is where we tell our brains what to do. The other side of the stability is when our brains start telling us what to do. It starts saying, oh, you're horny, go masturbate. Good morning, brother. Oh, you're bored. Go eat. You're lonely. Go buy. And you wonder how you fucking end up with so many Amazon packages. You'll be like, how the fuck did Amazon get here again? Your boredom. But your body doesn't go, I'm bored, go buy now. And that would be so much easier if our brains communicated to ourselves like that. No, instead it sends us all sorts of weird signals like, keep sitting here, keep playing on your phone, purchase that thing. That'll give you some excitement. And if you're not paying close attention, maybe that's all you're seeking. Maybe all you're seeking is excitement. You got to really be careful with yourself. Careful with who you are and who you spend time with and where you are on this planet and what you do with your time on this planet. That awareness has really rose me up. It's given me an opportunity to be clear about what's happening with me because I made a pimp decisions. That's what it's going to end up taking is I tell my brain what to do, not the opposite way around. If my brain starts telling me what to do, then it's going to pick up that cigarette. It's going to masturbate again. It's going to self-sabotage. And that's why I'm having this conversation this morning. It was just like, yesterday I wasn't going to let the dude self-sabotage me. He went on a diatribe and posted on a page about me. And the one day before, it was praise Allah. The next day, it was go fuck yourself. And I was just like, wow, man, how quickly it churned. How weird this guy got trying to reach me before 9 a.m. in the morning. And it's only 2 shirts. And I made the design before he paid me. And then he paid me. And then he watched one of my videos and thought I was going to print his clothes the same way. Freaked out on me and thought he could just blow me up over $50. And I was just like, nah, dude, you ain't get no full refund. I did the work, homie. But I also look at this individual and I'm like, to get all wrapped up, right? Like if I'm truly in my life, I'm not wrapped up on these things. I'm actually kind of grateful people don't watch my show. They're probably watching somebody, but like they should be doing them. You know what I mean? They should be having conversations with their minds and meditations and frustrations being ironed out because they're having decent conversations with their self. That I'm talking to myself. Self, what do we really want? Well, we really want to be healthy. Okay. Well, how did I slam 3 big slices of pizza in my mouth last night? Well, you were craving it. Maybe so. Maybe you're fighting off the depression. Maybe you're fighting off the thought that you haven't been physically active for a hot minute. besides for my morning walks, which I absolutely adore, have been my only exercise. And I look myself in the mirror and I feel like I look good. Yeah, brother. Say what's up. Say what's up. The best looking janitor in the game. That's what's up, bro. So, it's one of those where you know your level, you know what level you can attain, and that's the frame. They call it money, muscles, frame, game, whatever they're trying to put this thing together. But if it's not for these sectors in our lives, we kind of let them pass by. We just let days go by, like, oh yeah, what's on TV, or what do I want to eat, or what what do I want to do. Those are for people that have no plan, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And the worst part about it is most of us don't have anything to do. What's your goal this today? What are your 3 goals for the day? Actually, I like to get a hat trick, a full day, 3 things that I was like, man, I can't wait to get that shit done. Yesterday, it was the whole, I received that hard work I did on Saturday. I got my title for the car finally. Got rid of the headache that's been annoying the fuck out of me since jail, and kind of evade all the things that have been giving me headaches, and working on these tickets and working on these fines and working on these warrants and talking to attorneys and being online when the court and the judge and all this other bullshit I gotta do with life. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. That's the kind of shit that I was like, not for nothing. And I've attained one of the things that I wanted. I reached a touchdown level of something that was very frustrating for me and far away from me is now in my hands. I've set myself up for success. It's kind of like meal prepping, right? I did the work on Saturday so I could eat the meal today on Tuesday. It's nice to work things that way. Actually, today's Wednesday. I'm losing days. I have less than a week to go here in the country, and I'm looking at my mindset. I'm looking at getting on a plane, waiting for 4 hours, and then being on a plane for 10 hours, 10 minutes, and then being in Norway for 8 hours, and then jump on the plane and then go to England, and then wait around for a train because they don't have a train at midnight when I get there, and then haul all my bags and put the bag on and feel it. Is this heavy? What's it gonna feel like? How am I gonna move around when I have my backpack, the ones for like hiking and stuff, and then an actual drawstring backpack? And it's one of those things that us in our lives, we forget who we are. We forget that we are going through this thing day by day, clocking in hours for dollars, trying to make the things that we want come to fruition and bring us fruits and bring us to a level that we can be proud of ourselves when we look ourselves in the mirror, or the way that we feel, or the things that we do. Touch my heart. We don't do a lot. It's like I'm looking around and most people are watching the TV, Dish Network, Roku, Fire Sticks, you name it, Amazon Prime TV, Apple TV. They want to keep you sitting there. Like the guy said about his show about men, they don't want us together. Tribal leadership, especially men focused, that's the power. That's the power they don't want us to have. Especially if you're in politics, they don't want us to gather together and outvote them. They want us to be separate. They don't want us to share our motorcycles. They want us to have individual motorcycles. They want to share our food. They want us to individually buy food. They don't want us to come together, because then we would end up sharing most of our supplies. We end up sharing our access codes, which that was the homie's like. He's like, these are my friends with benefits. And he bros his girlfriend in and he goes, Karen pays for the Uber Eats. Or no, she goes, pays for Apple TV. The other one pays for Netflix. And they all share each other's passwords. And they only have one monthly bill. She's like, babe, friends with benefits. It's like, hell yeah, right? This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Do you have friends that you can move in with? Do you have people that you can count on to come together for a down payment so you guys can buy a house instead of always renting for years upon years? The guy said he had a monthly legacy meeting with his family, and they would sit down and go over each other's credits, cards, and how to fix their credits, and how to all put money into a pile. And then this week you give up $200 a week and I'll fix your credit and everybody else's credit. Well, yeah, dude, just give me a $100 a week and we'll put it towards the next person's things. Let's pay down their debt. Okay. And this week we'll pay down your debt, and we'll work as a team so we can have stability. That's the thing. It's like, all the women, I don't need a man. You just doubled your workload. By not working with people, you are officially doubling your workload. It's through people that anything gets done. That's beyond customers. That's teammates. That's networks. That's all of that combined makes us get the stability that we seek. Everybody doesn't need a man until it's time to pull a couch. And I don't want a woman until it's time to make a baby or not be lonely. You know what I mean? There's something there where we go, yeah, you know what? When you're around, I think my buddy's mom the other day, hey, Sean, come over here. I might need some muscles. There it is right there. The need for some help. And we don't want to say, I need help. We don't want to be helpless. We want to be confident and singular and independent and all these other things. But no one's there's interdependent, but there's independent. No one's really independent, right? No one really gets there. Somebody was wiping your ass when you couldn't as a baby. Somebody fed you all the way up till about 12, 15 and housed you. Somebody supported your dream. That's my favorite part of that movie. What's it called? Run, nigga, run. What's he saying? He said, higher learning. And he told those kids, call your parents, thank them. And they're all in college, young, looking at girls and shit. And they're like, what? Call my parents? Man, I'm a grown-ass man. No, you aren't, because for the last little bit, people have been taking you to games and putting gas money in the car and paying for hotel trips and putting you on. And that's what I'm saying. I wanted us to put ourselves on, with our stability. Start putting it together. I'm telling you, the only reason I could go travel the world on such a low budget, I'm going to show people how to travel the world with $5,000 in credit card and show them that that this is how you roll, bro. Like, you can roll so much longer. There's I can do it faster by myself, or I can do it longer together. And it's one of my favorite phrases, but it's true. It's almost like measure twice, cut once, If you're going to put any energy and energy inside of me, it's going to have to work with people skills. And that's going to be another one that I was going to do the other day. It was people politics and how to politic with people. That'll be a whole nother show. But it's true. It's one of those things, like, the way you talk to yourself is usually the way you talk to other people. That's a shocker. That's a big, oh shit, aha moment. It's okay to beat yourself up, right? Hey, fat ass, stop eating those ho-hos. You're like, sure, I mean, that might work for you personally, internally. What if you said it externally? What if you said it to another person? And that's what I was thinking about this dude. It's like, bro, you only have 2 shirts to worry about. Like, if you had 20,000 followers, you wouldn't worry about 2 shirts. But because it's your only thing, you could spend all day tagging up my pages and calling me and inboxing me and DMing me and voicemailing me like a jealous ex-girlfriend. That's why you got blocked. And I'm just like, wow, bro, I don't operate this way. Click, block. I can't be serious. Coming at people constantly on some trip shit. And how many of us do that? And the dude was being real about it too. He's like, how many of us get emotional on bitches? I'm a very emotional person. I used to scare women away, go, how deep are you? How deep is your love? How deep is your mind? Let's talk deeply. And they're like, man, I just wanted some dick. And that's what my friend used to do too. He got banished, ex-best friend, banished from seeing another chick because she was like, dude, all I wanted to do was get laid. And this dude wanted love and to be in love and us to have a fairy tale. And she's just like, I just wanted some dick. It's one of those where, we're not matching each other's energy. You know what I mean? We might be the one that's actually talking to ourselves and telling our brains what to do, and they might be the one that's letting their brains talk to them. And it's a very difficult situation because, again, not everybody's rowing in the same direction. Not everybody is towing their own line. It might be one of those where you just think that you are in control when you might be in a way, like we say in the streets. You're in some type of way, feeling some type of way. It's hard to not know that you're feeling some type of way, right? It's hard to not know that, man, I'm triggered. You're just in the mix. You're in your emotions. You're on the sauce. It's happening so fast that you don't know that your mind is sending you messages that might not exist. It's a real psychology out there. Most people don't want to talk about it, but it's true. It's like before you started overeating, what triggered you? The big statement is, who hurt you, right? That's the new thing. It's true. It's like, what am I responding to and what am I not doing that I could take control over, What of my emotions are starting to jump to the top and get done, and the other emotions that aren't getting done. So like the emotion of I need to be healthy should be a top priority. Thanks, bro. You know, it should be the thing that wakes you up and makes you go for a walk. But then it might be the body going, nah, we're calm. We're comfortable in bed. Let's just stay warm. It's supposed to be cloudy today. Yeah, it's cloudy, it's cold, it's windy, it's all those things, but so is healthy. You know what I mean? How much more important it is to be healthy than it is to be stagnant. You know, I mean, that's where it really starts to send your brain the real conversation. I think most of us spend that time when, even if we're just playing on our phones, we'll be like, well, if he really liked me, he would have called me by now. Or I should have called him. Or things I can make different. In our heads, we're on a constant battle. And I think women especially, they talk about this emotions and having overly emotional downloads where they're just going to probably freak out, they're going to cry, they're going to scream, they're going to call their husbands, all these things, right? That's what ends up happening. You know, we end up doing shit because we get scared, because the emotion, the trigger is sending us those warnings. Angry, you ball up your fist. Hungry, you start your stomach starts gurgling. Thirsty, you run for water. We have instincts, we have innate emotions inside of us, and we're so used to it. We're so used to just letting it run rapid fire on us, especially women, that there is no control. It's almost the bay, if you will, the open spot that they need for is a man's stability. It's the reason I don't have my child. I wasn't stable enough. I jumped on her emotional roller coaster and made the emotional roller coaster worse. I added a couple loops and an ending that just splashed us without landing. And that's what they were talking about, is trust. You know, I need to feel safe, mentally safe, financially safe, spiritually safe. There's a harbor there that I didn't create. I wasn't financially safe for her. I wasn't physically safe for her. I was scaring her, but physically, you know, being violent and angry, and also safety spiritually. It's like I was a flight risk. I already took off to Brazil. I already slept with another woman. I did all these things that made her not feel close to me. So here I'm supposed to have this baby. This is the guy, this is the new guy, and he's in Brazil. He's sleeping with some fitness model. I'm trying to have his baby, and all he keeps doing is arguing with me. This is where her mind was at. Now I can see it that way because I'm grown up enough and I've calmed myself down to take my own emotions out of it. I'm telling my mind what to do because my mind would have felt rejected, would have felt disrespected, would have felt argumentative, would have felt defensive. I would have put up all my arms and all my battles into fighting this woman instead of working with her. And that was my biggest mistake. It cost me my child's life. Cost me my child's life. I had to learn this lesson in my life. Like, I couldn't be a bully leader anymore. I couldn't get scared and anxious because then the troops don't want to follow me as much. I constantly look at battles and military stuff from the histories of histories. They talk about these great leaders, and great leaders fire up their troops. They don't get them all fired on fear. They don't go, oh shit, man, today's the day. We got to make touchdowns. You better get touchdowns. Otherwise, it's going to be anxiety. And I don't want to lose my job. And I don't want to this and that. And just kind of run it up the flagpole with the amount of fear and anxiety through me that I was no help. You know, there was no harbor for me or my team because I was just so scared. And I was like, I'm just trying to get the thing done. And I'm doing things. I'm pushing myself to the utmost limit. Giving myself anxiety attacks, making myself stress the fuck out, doing things that didn't help me become a better version of me. It only scared myself. It only gave me more anxiety. It gave my troops more anxiety. People feel that shit. They're watching it. They know what's up. And that's us. We need to know what's up with us. We need to know what's up with our stability. Talk about mental stability. That's what it comes down to. Being able to tell my mental to stay stable. And that's huge. You know, it's huge. It's what everyone else is seeking. I don't want to be anxious anymore. Well, what's your brain telling you? I'm fucking up. I'm late. I'm not making enough money. Dude, you're just rattling it off. Shout out to what was her name? The Christiansens or whatever. She did a funny video. But that's what she did. She goes in her head and she starts fucking telling herself crazy shit. She starts complaining to herself and beating herself up instead of putting in the work to help alleviate the pain, to help alleviate the problem and be a solution to themselves and others. No, what do? We end up being worse, right? I mean, that's what she ended up calculating anyway. She's like, I'm worse off being with you. You're a headache. You're not pulling enough mental weight. You're not pulling enough of your spiritual weight, the emotional weight. You're just fucking a weight. Nobody wants to be a fucking, what do they call that? It's called something, a desk weight. You know, nobody wants to be is it a desk weight? A table weight. Paperweight. Yeah, nobody wants to be a paperweight. Just sit there and all your job is to just be fat. You know, I mean, and that's what a lot of people have done. They just quit on themselves. Like, as long as I just go to work, pay these bills, keep roof over my head, keep food in my mouth, I'm all set. And I'm like, that's not stability. You know what I mean? That's barely survival. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, you call it survival, I guess, but, you know, I'm talking about thrival. I'm talking about thrive. I want people thriving with an ing, an active adjective verb, you know, making it happen. And that's the thing that starts to happen when you start making it happen. You give yourself more accountability, more responsibility, but also more control. So when other people, the guy had a panic attack, like he's been doing it all wrong and not telling the truth and not living his truth and shit like that. That's so cool. This thing kind of just flew through the air. Not like some trash, y'all. Stretch. We gotta fucking throw it away. Plastic pocket challenge. But, you know, it's one of those where I wanted to start telling myself what to do. I'm like, yo, you know what? It is time that you need to start doing some push-ups. You know, hit the ground. I love pull-ups. You know, I have pull-ups to do. You just gave yourself another excuse. Oh shit, I'm telling my brain what to do. That's right, I'm hearing my own thoughts, including the negative ones, including the detracting thoughts. And that's what they said, limited disbelief is inside of a lot of us. We're telling ourselves, oh, it's going to cost too much money. Never gets done. You know, food's too expensive. I won't meal prep. Never gets done. You know, it's so hard meeting people. Never gets done. Instead, what they could be on about is that whole have abilities, right? I need stability with my abilities to combine with action. Yeah, ability, stability, action. Got that on my throat. And that's where I'm at with it. And I wanted other people to be the same. So, like, you know, I'm craving somebody in my life. Well, let me start doing some social functions so I can be social with people in my life in general. Let me start with people. Like, let me minus the problem and stop looking for the perfect one, my somebody in this world. How about I just get around people in general? The people that you're around in general are your next somebody. Not just because you're going to date in your circle, but it'd be their friend. Oh, this is my brother. He's just picking me up. Bitch, your brother's hot and it's about to be my future husband. Like, oh shit, I didn't even have to work that hard. My hard work was telling myself to get the fuck up and just go to the meeting, the meetup, the place that you wanted to be. That's where it's at. You know what I mean? Like, that's the moment to call to action. And we end up passing by all of our action. And we end up doing things. I mean, people, I can't even walk without fucking people around me. And doing things that we can do. We can do this. And a lot of people, they just been telling themselves that they can't. And I'm on some, you can if you just go. You know, if you just show up. Half of life is showing up. It might not be the perfect day, but it might be the catalyst or the thing that knocks into the other thing that helps you find the person that you're looking for, or gives you the exercise that you're looking for, or gives you the stability that I'm talking about. So, you know, that's what it's all about. It's like, you know, to get these things, they need to be earned. And to keep these things, they got to be earned on a daily basis. So I talk to people all the time, every morning, doing the morning motivation and explaining how I kept my life on balance, man. I've had some of the worst things happen to me. South Korean prison, unwanted abortion, homelessness. I hear somebody punching a punching bag. Those are all on me, you know? And for me to find some kind of stability, to build a business out of nothing, to derive my own income and be my own boss and to travel the world, This is how we do it. So, on my heart from the start, your boy Marky Saint. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side. Right, bro? As soon as you like, share, subscribe, say goodbye to YouTube. Yeah. And the coolest janitor ever. So, once you get flexed, you can get into your own world and make it your own. And that's what this whole show's about. So, go be free. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.